Others will attempt to provoke, to irritate, to trigger your responses. And upon witnessing your lack of reaction, they become unsettled, for the individual with the greatest influence present is the one who remains emotionally steadfast. In an environment where offense is easily taken at every turn, where a single misspoken word can unleash a whirlwind of dramatic responses, a scarce quality exists that garners profound, unwavering admiration, emotional self-control. This is not a matter of pretending, it is a matter of truly cultivating it. This is not a state of inaction, nor is it a sign of feebleness. This is Stoic detachment, the venerable skill of traversing infernos without allowing the blaze to sear your spirit. And if your aim is to construct a life characterized by discipline, fortitude, and internal tranquility, you must develop the ability to behave as though external events do not impact you, for indeed, most do not, unless you permit them to. 1. The reason reactivity ensnares you. Observe your surroundings. Individuals who are the most vocal are seldom the most resilient. They shout, express fury, post online, and succumb to alarm. However, they are governed by external forces. They are captive to their feelings, captive to rumor, captive to the views of others. Yet, the Stoic maintains their composure. This is because emotional responsiveness is the adversary of logical thought. Seneca penned the words, "He who is brave is free." Yet, courage does not invariably manifest as rushing into combat. At times, courage is demonstrated by the quietude you maintain in the face of an affront. It involves the determination not to internalize matters. It is the understanding that your self-respect is non-negotiable. Responding with emotion to every occurrence relinquishes your personal agency. Each response you offer signifies a measure of control surrendered. Therefore, if you aspire to command your life, you must cultivate an imperturbable demeanor. You must cease recoiling when individuals challenge you, as they inevitably will. The strength found in stillness. Stillness is not equivalent to idleness. It is not indifference. Stillness represents discipline actively engaged. It is the deliberate decision to watch before taking action. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor governing vast populations, wrote in his journal during his most challenging times, "You possess control over your own thoughts, not external circumstances. Acknowledge this truth, and you shall discover resilience." Consider that for a moment. He presided over the known world, yet he comprehended that genuine strength originated from within. Thus, when you discipline yourself to behave as though external events do not sway you, you are not stifling your emotions. You are, instead, processing them. You are transforming disorder into tranquility. Contemporary society may applaud indignation, but Stoicism values self-command. Command over your thoughts, command over your speech, command over your feelings. And within that self-command lies serenity, for stillness is the supreme display of strength. The quiet retort. Individuals desire a response from you. They seek confirmation that they have unsettled you. They wish to witness you recoil, rage, and disintegrate. Do not afford them that gratification, because quietude resonates more profoundly than fury. Allow them to express their views. Let them cast forth their acrimony, their turmoil, their vulnerabilities. Your responsibility is not to rectify their behavior. Your duty is to preserve your own stance. The Stoic refrains from engaging in disputes with the unwise. The Stoic does not pursue external approval. The Stoic navigates adversity and makes it appear effortless. And when you offer them no reaction, no indignation, no alarm, no display of vulnerability, you become unforeseeable. And when you are unforeseeable, you become formidable, not due to any intent to injure, but because you are insusceptible to injury. 4. Methods for developing emotional resilience. Behaving as if untroubled is not an inherent trait. It is an acquired ability. You cultivate it similarly to strengthening a muscle. Step 1. Hesitate. When confronted with an impact, a remark, a deception, a setback, do not respond instantly. Simply take a moment. Permit the feeling to surface and then allow it to subside. You are distinct from your anger. You are distinct from your fear. You exist in the interval between the stimulus and your reaction. Step 2. Pose more insightful questions. Rather than asking, "Why have they subjected me to this?" inquire, "Why does this have an impact on me?" Frequently, the things that disturb you indicate areas where you remain vulnerable, and that insight is invaluable. For now, you understand where to fortify your defenses. Step 3. Adopt a long-term perspective. Not every conflict requires your direct engagement. On occasion, the most effective retaliation is tranquility, the tangible influence of Stoic detachment. Consider the individuals you hold in the highest esteem, those who possess a notable presence, those who enter a space and require few words, because their substance speaks for itself. They do not seek out notice. They abstain from participating in trivial contests. They do not justify their actions to individuals whose opinions are already fixed, for they have grasped a significant truth. The majority of occurrences are merely distractions, and when you cease reacting to these distractions, your environment becomes more serene. You transform into a powerful force, self-contained within your being, composed externally, profound internally. And irrespective of what you encounter, critique, setbacks, dismissal, sorrow, you stay grounded and steadfast. That is Stoicism put into practice. And that is the essence of living as if impervious to external influences. 6. The self-control of emotional separation. A perilous misconception exists in contemporary society. The notion that failing to instantly articulate every emotion equates to insincerity. That if you abstain from shouting in anger, weeping in sadness, or railing in frustration, you are somehow suppressing your feelings. However, this is what the Stoics understood. Not all emotions merit a primary role in your existence. You can experience an emotion without allowing it to dictate your actions. Emotional separation is not a form of denial. It is a form of self-control. It signifies the ability to witness your emotions without being overwhelmed by them. It signifies the capacity to acknowledge suffering without being enslaved by it. The greater the separation you create between an impetus and your response, the more personal agency you acquire. You cease to be merely reactive, you cease to be driven by impulse, and you begin to transform into the type of individual capable of steering through any tempest with exactitude. Marcus Aurelius stated, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been." This is not a disconnection from reality. This represents the ultimate level of self-command, the capacity to remain quiet, experience all sensations, and yet opt for tranquility. Allow the world to be tumultuous. Let individuals pursue validation, debate trivialities, and respond excessively to all matters. But you maintain your composure. You navigate the disorder with calm breaths. You communicate with intention. You act with lucidity. You do not require universal comprehension. You do not necessitate vengeance, notice, or acclaim. You simply need to achieve self-command. For upon doing so, you will recognize that most of the conflicts you engaged in were undeserving of your efforts. The majority of the clamor surrounding you is merely a diversion. The bulk of the dramatic displays are simply reverberations of inner doubt. You will begin to perceive the scarcity of individuals who maintain their composure amidst adversity. And you will transform into such an individual, not due to a lack of feeling, but due to being self-possessed. And when you are unshakable, your entire circumstances shift. You cease to merely respond. You begin to guide, and existence itself yields to your fortitude.